Let's say the Crown is offering to drop your DUI charge and replace it with a careless driving charge. Should you plead guilty to that careless driving charge? The answer is, it depends. This video is part 4 of an important topic: how do I get out of a DUI first offense? If you haven't seen parts 1, 2, and 3, I've included links in the description to this video. And you should take our DUI arrest test, where you can assess the nature of your arrest to determine if you charges may get withdrawn. I've included a link to the test in the description of this video. Let's get started. The biggest benefit of the Crown dropping your DUI charge for a careless driving charge is that there is no criminal record. But before you plead guilty to the careless driving charge, there are 4 things you need to know. First, there are serious penalties with the careless driving charge. Now, these penalties include fines, potential probation, a period where you will need to install an interlock device in order to drive your vehicle, and you may also face rising insurance premiums that may make driving unaffordable. So, bottom line, make sure you understand all the penalties and the ramifications before you plead guilty. 2, the Crown's case could be weak. When the Crown offers a careless driving charge instead of a DUI, that may be a signal that the Crown's case is weak. In other words, there may be real problems with the case against you. Remember, the Crown needs to prove the DUI case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. And if there are problems with the evidence, then the Crown may not be able to prove the case against you beyond a reasonable doubt, which means your DUI case would go away. You would win it. Now, the Crown will likely realize that they have a weak case, and by offering you a careless driving charge, they would then get some win against you, but that may not be in your best interest. 3, does it make sense to fight your DUI charge? So if the Crown's case is weak, then the logic goes that you should fight the DUI case and refuse the careless drive-in offer. Yes, that may be true in theory, but you need to balance out the risk of fighting the charge and going to trial. At a trial, you never know how evidence will unfold. No matter how strong a case is or is not, there's always uncertainty about an outcome. There will be a financial and an emotional cost of taking your DUI case to trial. So bottom line, there is uncertainty, and in some cases it may be better to take a guilty plea with a careless driving than dealing with the risks of losing your DUI case. Last 4, speak with a lawyer. DUI cases they're complex. And the important thing to do is to speak to a lawyer to understand your options. Make an informed decision. Critical. As a next up, we have a great video that you should watch. It's called DUI Lawyer, 5 Tips to Get the Best DUI Lawyer. You can find the video on your screen. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out for a confidential and free consultation.